Hey, what's up, guys? Sandy back with Level 1, and today I am reviewing Call of Duty World War II. It is not the best Call of Duty game in the franchise, but it is a solid first-person shooter, and definitely one of the best so far that come out recently. Um, it's a great game. It's a nice change from the futuristic stuff, you know? It has a really classic feel with the whole World War II thing, and it still feels like fast-paced first-person shooter like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3. It still moves just as quickly, just as fluid. Um, but it does feel like the old Call of Duty. I think they did a really good job of balancing like the new style of play with like the older setting. It is a really good game and it's really fun to play. If you're into first person shooters and you're a big fan of the Call of Duty franchise, I do think that you would enjoy this game, even though, old school Call of Duty players like to complain about every single new Call of Duty. But this one is still a really good game. Um, Great graphics, great sound. Everything is phenomenal visually and audio. But it is a solid Call of Duty game. The campaign was really great. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to play, and I felt like they did go back to the old Call of Duty where I actually felt invested and engaged in the character development and everything like that. Because Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, I didn't really feel engaged in the story at all. It was just a campaign, it was just a story. Like, I just played it and rushed through it and got the achievements and whatever. But this one, you play as Lee Daniels, and it does feel a lot more engaging, like the old Call of Duty, where, with Soap and Captain Price and those guys, where you really got to know the characters. And this one, you do feel like you get to know Lee Daniels, and it's not just him. You do actually, in the story mode, it breaks it up a little bit. You play as a couple other characters, and it gives you a nice change of pace every once in a while, but you're more specifically still playing as Lee. And I felt like that was a pretty good touch. Like, it was pretty nice. The campaign mode did mix it up with some, special weapons and those different characters where you operate like the tank and the gunner and all that stuff. But in the campaign, the cutscenes were almost flawless. Like, the battlefields look beautiful, and everything in that game looks absolutely amazing. And that's just the era that we're in. Like, graphics just keep getting better and better and better. Multiplayer, like I said, is the same old Call of Duty with like a super new fast-paced gameplay that we're used to. Like, I still see people making excellent work of like sniper rifles and stuff like that, but it is definitely a fast-paced game. Like, you die fast, you play fast, you respawn fast, and you continue to go fast. Everything is just like keep going. And I played mostly like a lot of domination, so it's always fast. There are a lot of new changes to the lobby in multiplayer, and part of the reason why I say this game had a great campaign is because in Infinite Warfare and like Black Ops 3 and stuff, I remember I unwrapped that game and I jumped right into multiplayer. I didn't even bother with the campaign till later on. And in this one, I did invest the time early on in campaign. But the multiplayer is a lot different. Not play-wise, but just like the lobby is completely different. And they have a whole new like headquarters that feels a lot similar to like the tower in Destiny, where you have these points where you could go and you could get contracts and you can get orders and these things that help you level up faster and help you unlock more things. And you could unlock like double XP or double weapon XP, and you have orders that are timed, like you have 20 minutes to complete like 10 headshots, or you have daily orders and weekly orders, and it does help give you like an in-game goal, which keeps you attached and makes you want to play more games. And it also just makes the game, it gives the online multiplayer a little bit more substance. So it's not just you going into a lobby killing people, going into another lobby, like you're not just doing the same thing. You have other little side missions that you're trying to accomplish so that you can level up yourself in addition to, completing the objective to actually win the match. And it's just a nice touch. The maps are a little bit small, but they're not too small, and there are like one or two maps that are pretty big. But I haven't encountered too many spawning issues with Call of Duty, which in some Call of Duties happen to be like a huge problem. But again, like this is still fairly new, so we'll see. They still have time. Um, they have a new mode, a new game mode, in addition to like the old classics like domination and headquarters and all that stuff, which is in every Call of Duty. They have a war mode, which is like ripped straight from Battlefield, and you have to complete these objectives to win the war, like raid the beach on D-Day, and guide the tank to the end zone, like to the enemy territory, to destroy the artillery. And it is, at first I hated it because I was playing with random people, and it just, if you're stuck with a team that like can't even make it off of the beach in the first part of war, it can be so difficult and frustrating. But once you get past that part, like, it does get fun. Like, it is a really fun game mode, and it's a really cool objective mode, and it does force you to work together. And if you want to play Lone Wolf, then you can go play Team Deathmatch or something else. But War was a really fun new game mode and a great addition to like the new Call of Duty. Um, Zombies is back. It's still classic zombies. You're four people. They did give you a new story and a whole new thing with zombies where it's a little bit more interactive, but it's still a lot of the same with the new game, just new graphics and a whole new story for zombie mode and stuff like that. So far with my impressions, Call of Duty is still uh, uh, it's a multi-million-dollar franchise. I mean, they've made billions probably at this point, and every year we get a new Call of Duty, and this one is no different. It's not changing first-person shooters. It's not completely putting a new spin on first-person shooter games or anything like that. But it is a solid, great first-person shooter. It is a great Call of Duty game, and it is a nice change to the Call of Duty that we have been playing recently. I definitely like this more than like remastered, and I like this a little bit more than Infinite Warfare. I'm definitely playing this one a lot more than I played those. It's definitely worth a buy, especially if you're a fan of first-person shooters, and if you're a fan of first-person shooters, and if you're a fan of the Call of Duty franchise, then you're gonna be a fan of this game. You're gonna like it. It is a solid game. Check it out. Call of Duty World War II is a definite buy for me. And I just love first-person shooters. So thanks for watching. This is Andy with Level 1. And make sure you check out the site. We always have new cool stuff coming up and uploading. So make sure to check us out and subscribe. Thanks for watching.